Hi class, this is Mr. Tan, and today we're doing organisational behaviour and we're focusing on P4. Now, what does P4 say? Well, P4 says apply concepts and philosophies of organisational behaviour within an organisational context and in a given business situation. So, apply concepts and philosophies of organisational behaviour within an organisational context and given business situation. What's the key word or words there, please?
Apply.
Apply. What does apply mean?
Carry it out.
To carry it out. Thank you, Joe. So, to understand what this question wants, we need to dig deeper into Pearson's specification and see what they're looking for. Okay, so look this way. So on the online class, on the booklet, it tells us here's the Pearson specification. Look this way. So the Pearson specification for Unit 12, Organizational Behavior, it tells us what they're looking for this question. What concept, philosophy are they looking? So they're looking for, what concept and philosophy are they looking for, please? Can you see? Path goal theory. So to answer P4 in organisational behaviour, in terms of analysing and applying concepts and philosophies, the concept and philosophy that you're going to use to answer P4 is going to be path goal theory. I'm not looking for anything else. I'm looking for path goal theory to meet Pearson's specification. Okay, does that make sense? Everyone understand why? Yes? Okay, so that's the reason why I'm looking at path goal theory. So going back to the question, on the online class, on the P4, what do you have there? What do you have there? You have various links and various PDF documents telling you about path goal theory. But remember, you have to apply path goal theory to what? Which organisation are we looking at?
ASDA.
We're looking at ASDA today. It could be another organisation that your college has asked you to look at, but today we're looking at ASDA. And you have to apply it to a specific situation. So you might take the store manager in his daily running of the store and how he's going to apply path goal theory to his middle managers, or how he's going to apply it to his people putting stock out, or to his cashiers. But we have to understand what? What do we need to understand?
Theory.
Yes, we need to understand what is path goal theory. So the first thing you need to do when you're answering P4, I would suggest, is to explain what path goal theory is before you can apply it. Because you can't apply something until you've explained it. Okay? So, on the documents, I've got two documents there, and I've also got additional links as well. But I'm looking at the two documents. So, path goal theory itself really comes onto the work of House Mitchell in 1974, where he looked at ways to increase staff motivation. And what Mitchell is basically saying, which is also taken from Vroom's 1964 expectancy theory. So there's many different theories combined into path goal theory. Vroom's 1964 expectancy theory, and House adds on motivational theories as well to this concept and to making up path goal theory. And in essence, look this way, in essence, path goal theory is saying, well, we've got different leadership styles, yes? And different leadership styles can either motivate someone or demotivate someone. And the question is, why should we motivate someone? But tell me, why should we motivate someone?
Because if you motivate the staff,
for productivity. So what are you saying? Are you saying that someone who's more motivated is going to be more productive?
Yes.
Okay. So someone is going to be more productive. Why? Why? But why? Because tell me why.
They're motivated.
Yeah.
Motivated, they'll do more.
But why are they motivated?
Reward.
Rewards, incentives.
Good, because their needs are met. They're happy. You're happy. When you're happy, or let me ask you the question. Is a happy worker a productive worker, a productive worker a happy worker?
Happy worker is a productive
A happy worker is a productive worker. How do you make someone happy? Well, you meet their needs, as you just said, Joe. You meet their needs, and by meeting their needs, you're actually motivating them. Meeting people's needs, staff's needs. So if you're meeting someone's need, you're actually making them happier, you're making them more productive, you're making them more efficient, you're making them work quicker and faster in doing what they're doing. Okay? So, motivation is extremely important. Now, we have looked at various motivational tools, haven't we? Tell me some motivational theories we looked at.
Maslow.
Good. We've looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you had the psychological needs at the bottom, then the safety needs, then the friendship needs, then the self-esteem needs, and then the self-actualization needs. We had Hertzberg's two-factor theory. Yep. And we had McGregor's X and Y theory. Two-factor theory in terms of the hygiene factors and the motivating factors. Okay, things that make us unhappy and things that make us happy. Okay, so we know about these motivational theories because you touched upon these in P2 and P3. And also in operations project management, you've looked at different motivational theories. But what Pathgo is saying is we need to look at the characteristics of our staff. The characteristics of our staff, the experience, their abilities, and their locus of control. If they want more direction or if they want less direction, and they want more freedom to do what they want as an individual. Okay? So we're saying, look at the people. And then we're also saying, in Pathgo theory, let's look at the motivational tools, what motivates people. And also, we're saying, let's look at the task. Let's look at the task. Let's break the task down. What is the task asking for? So once we've looked at the task, once we've looked at the characteristics in terms of the ability, experience, and the locus of control of the member of staff, we then adapt the leadership style to meet the expectations of the staff, to get the best out of staff. So even though we may be autocratic in our leadership style, it may require a democratic or participative leadership style, or delegating leadership style. And depending upon what does it depend on? The employees, in terms of the experience, the ability, and the locus of control. And it also depends on the environment, the task itself. You know, the task is so complicated where you need direction, so you need to be delegated to, or if the people who are in that role, in doing that task, have the ability to do it, okay? Then you adapt your leadership style. What leadership styles do we have? Tell me the leadership styles we have. We have directive, supportive, participative, transformational, transactional, autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire leadership style. We've done these, yes? Okay, so what we're saying here is, let's look at the situation, and let's look at the task, and then let's adapt the leadership style to get the best out of our staff. And in fact, we could even subdivide that leadership style to other employees within that task, but that doesn't actually go into it here. But we're talking about general leadership styles for the whole group. Okay, but you could further subdivide that if you think about it. So, when we look at these leadership styles, well, when we're looking at the task, we're talking about clarifying the task. What exactly is the task? The scope, the boundaries, the process. Clarify the role that's required in terms of the responsibilities and subordinates. Clarifies the criteria for task success. Provides guidance and coaching, removes obstacles and provides psychological support. So in terms of completing the goal. Motivational tools, we've looked at these. But when we look at the components, again, this is another slide, analysing the task, looking at the members of staff preferences, And then adapting the leadership style, gentlemen, adapting the leadership style to meeting the task and the staff. So, we know that there are different leadership styles. So path goal theory talks about predominantly 4 leadership styles in different situations. Okay? They talk about directive leadership style. What is directive leadership style?
When you delegate tasks, when you direct someone.
You're directing someone, you're telling them what to do. You have these slides in the online class. You have access to all of these. I put it all on the online class for you. Okay? So it is there. I promise. I guarantee you it is there. On organisation and behaviour P4 is there. Because this is where it's on now. Okay? So directive, here the leader clarifies the task. And you need directive leadership where the task is ambiguous, where it's not as clear, and where they're providing clear objectives. It's effective when the task is ambiguous and subordinate self-perception of abilities is low. It's ineffective if the subordinate, if the member of staff perceives his abilities to be higher, and if he feels he can do it. He doesn't want to be directed. But where the member of staff doesn't